We will now talk about cultural services, those services that enhance emotional, psychological, and cognitive well-being. Recreation is the opportunity nature gives us to rest and recreate. Examples include surfing, fishing, sailing, and kayaking. Aesthetics is the sensory enjoyment of nature. A reflection of this service is the higher price people are willing to pay for a house with an ocean or beach view, just for the pleasure of looking at it every day. Science and education is the use of natural areas for scientific and education enhancement. As an example, marine biology classes often include a field trip to marshes or beaches, where students can learn about the different animals that live and depend on such habitats. The spiritual and historic service describes the role of nature in providing spiritual and historic information. It can also describe the role of nature as a national symbol or as a source of significant religious value. As an example, people often use nature for inspiration and meditation purposes. We will now talk about the three most common passive use value services: the existence, bequest, and option services. Bequest is the value people place in knowing that upcoming generations will be able to use the ecosystem in the future. Option is the value people place in knowing they have the option to use the ecosystem. And existence is the value people place in knowing a specific ecosystem exists. As the name reveals, passive use value services are not valued because people use them, directly or indirectly, but because people know they exist and want them to continue to exist. Lastly, this slide includes an illustration of the total economic value of an ecosystem. On the left side, we see the use values, including direct and indirect use value services. On the right side, we see the passive use values, including option, existence, and bequest. The importance of taking into consideration the total economic value lies in the fact that undervalued natural resources will continue to be degraded by other social and economic activities that are mistakenly perceived to be more valuable to society. Over the past 50 years, humans have changed ecosystems more rapidly and extensively than in any comparable period of time in human history. This is largely because ecosystem services are taken for granted and excluded from the decision-making process. Valuing and acknowledging the benefits of all ecosystem services is necessary to start including them in the decision-making process, so that more sustainable decisions can be achieved. Thank you for listening. To download this presentation, please visit geckoserve.org, an ecosystem services valuation database. And to learn more about our group, please visit the Social Economics group at the Hart Research Institute webpage.